What is going on, everybody? Today I am pushing out a short little ranking video because I have a massive project that I am currently working on and I don't want to have another 3-month absence, so I'm going to get this out. Today I'm going to be ranking just every single Treyarch Zombies game. That's Black Ops 1 through 4, Cold War, then Black Ops 6 and 7, as well as World at War. I'm going to do my best to not be biased. I'm going to consider Easter eggs, high rounding, casual, just about everything for this ranking. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. Now, as much as this one kind of hurts me, like I said, I'm going to try to be honest. I quite enjoyed this game, at least off the launch, but we have Black Ops 6. The gameplay is not terrible, to be honest, in this game, and the side Easter eggs are also very fun. That's like the thing I think they did the best in this entire game is the side eggs were fantastic, especially on the launch maps. But the story throughout the entirety of this game is super duper weak. The high rounds are unbelievably boring. Like the clips I have here, I'm literally just sitting there. And you can do this on just about every map. Sit in a corner with the wonder weapon of the map, and you'll make it to round 100 so easily. There's very little originality. Like they bring back the jet gun, you know, on Liberty Falls. They bring back the Mark IIs on, what is it? Shattered Veil, I want to say? No. Whatever the mansion map is. Out of my mind right now. And then, you know, they bring back the ice staff and completely rip off of Origins, which is a classic map, you know, and everybody was super duper excited for the tune to come out. And then when it came out, it sucked, aside from the one area of the map, the middle part that you teleport to, that's gorgeous. But again, it hurts me because I had so much fun. But again, I have to be honest, like I said. So to start this list off, in dead last, at number 8, we are going to have Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Coming in, to be honest, not very far in front of Black Ops 6, we have Black Ops 7. I would reckon that the gameplay is just ever so slightly better. The weapons, the movement, all of that stuff. If I had made this video before Totenreich had come out, I'm going to be honest, I think it would have been below Black Ops 6. But Totenreich is an incredible map. I wish I would have waited till the end of Black Ops 7 to make my Zombies ranking video of all of the maps, because this one genuinely would be up there. The egg for this map is incredible. It's so much fun. The boss fight is so much fun. The boss fights on all of these maps, I think, are fun, challenging. Like, they have a good mixture. I'm not a fan of Paradox Junction. Obviously, it's literally just like a total recycling bin, but even that boss fight is super duper fun. And the story is another notch just above Black Ops 6. You know, it's semi-interesting. It's not, like, groundbreaking. It's not Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3 levels of interesting, but, like, you know, it's not terrible. It makes you care a little bit. And all the wonder weapons are so sick. I mean, the gauntlet on Ashes of the Damned, and then you have the space gun on Asher Malorum, and then you have whatever this hammer thing is called on this map. I mean, they're all so sick, and even though it's recycled, the Blundergat coming back is sick. So yeah, with everything like that said, Black Ops 7 is going to be right here. Coming in at the 6, as much as this hurts, we are going to have World at War. You can't really fault it, you know. It's the first ever Zombies game. Knocked, you beat the campaign, you get shot into the Zombies mode, you see exactly what you're seeing on screen right now, and it's incredible, you know. And then you get Verrückt that comes out and introduces power, and it introduces perks, and it introduces traps. You have the sprinters, you have the dentist chair, the screaming, the horrifying ambience. The vibes are immaculate. And then you have Shino Numa that comes around. It introduces the first high-end wonder weapon. It introduces Hellhounds, which is a staple now in Call of Duty Zombies. And then you have Doris, which comes out and introduces teleporters, symbol monkeys, the first music Easter egg we've ever seen. It introduces Pack-a-Punch. It introduces so much. It is the true blueprint for every single Zombies map to ever come out after, and it should be appreciated for that, but it does not mean that it gets to be higher than the 6. Next up at the 5, we're going to have Black Ops 4, and this is one that was really hard to rank because I have a soft spot after revisiting it. I didn't play a lot aside from 9 up until, you know, 2-3 years ago. I didn't really play a lot of these maps. They took a big shot with the new story, and, you know, I didn't really care back then. I kind of get it now, you know. It's a confusing story, but that doesn't mean it's a bad story. And again, they took a huge risk. However, there are lots of recycled just content pieces as far as the, you know, you have 5 Call of the Dead Mob of the Dead, all remastered, and honestly, I really think only one of them was better than the original. The Easter eggs and all of the Pack-a-Punch quests, on all of these new maps are super duper complex, super duper hard. Stuff that, like, genuinely, for most of them, to this day, I still need, like, guides for. It's challenging, but they're good maps at the end of the day. I think this game is super duper overhated. I feel like a lot of people, if they went back and actually played it, learned the maps, they would appreciate it a lot more. I mean, 9 and Dead of the Night are absolutely bangers. They were very high up in my zombies rankings list. And with all that being said, I wish I could put it higher, genuinely. Like I said, I have a very soft spot for this game, but we got to be real, so it's going to be at the 5 today. Coming in at the number 4 today, we have Black Ops 2. I mean, this game had a horrible launch that was really only saved by the survival maps at Nuketown. And again, none of those maps are super amazing, but they were simple, they were fun. The vibes with how the community was back then, they were perfect. They saved the launch truly, but everything in Black Ops 2, it's gritty. They took really big swings. I think this game has some of the worst maps of all time while also having some of the best maps of all time. I'll be honest, the Victus maps, they kind of suck. I don't like the crew, but Origins and Mob of the Dead, obviously 2 of the all-time greats. You have Buried, which is super duper solid. It's a fun, easy map. If you want to just sit, camp, get to around 70, play 3 hours of zombies, it's the perfect map for that. And then you have Transit and you have Die Rises, which again are 2 maps where they took massive swings. But, they just didn't land for one reason or another. However, like I said at the beginning of my ramble here, they're all classics. They still have that gritty, hard-nosed, old-school Call of Duty Zombies vibes. But, I can't really put it any higher, so it's at the 4. Coming in at number 3, we have Cold War. I think this is the best modern zombies game. I don't feel like people are really going to argue with that too much, to be honest with you. You have D-Machine, which was a great introduction to this modern zombies. You have Firebase, a very overhated map in my opinion, one that's a lot of fun, a lot of variability. And then you have Mauer der Toten, which is, I ranked it pretty high in my zombies ranking video. The Wonder Weapon is sick. You bring back Panzer, you have new boss zombies introduced, and then you have Forsaken, which is, just a lazy pile of slop, but we don't really have to talk about that one. The story is boring, which tanks it, but the gameplay is so much fun. The Wonder Weapons are absolutely sick. It's the perfect way that the modern zombies should be run. If more games like this came out, zombies would be in such a better shape. It's going at the 3, nonetheless. Coming in at number 2, really it was neck and neck, but I do have logic for my decision here. We have Black Ops 1. It's just a game full of timeless, classic bangers. You have Kino and 5 on launch. Kino, the more player, beginner-friendly map, still a classic to this day. You have 5, which is the more hardcore, more finicky gameplay mechanics to learn. And then you introduce us to Dead Ops Arcade. The characters within this game are fantastic with the main OG crew on 5. You have Castro, you have Nixon, you have Kennedy, and then on Call of the Dead, you have your celebrity cast, you have George Romero. All of these maps just so creative, so ballsy. All of them, they just took a swing. Shang took a swing, Moon took a swing, Call of the Dead took a swing, even Ascension took a swing, and all of them are just timeless classics. I will always find myself coming back to these maps. However, it's just not going to beat out the GOAT. Regardless of that, though, not enough good I can say about Black Ops 3. Just total timeless classics. The Wonder Weapons, the gameplay, the story, the vibes, the atmosphere, it is all golden. But like I said, it won't beat out the GOAT. If you've been following along, you know what's going to be in the number 1. So Black Ops 1 and the 2, very close to number 1. But let's move on to the best zombies game ever. In my opinion, and I think a lot of people will agree, honestly, Black Ops 3 is just the GOAT. You introduce Gobblegums, you introduce AATs, you have the 2 maps at launch, the Giant for the casual maps, Shadows of Evil for the more hardcore guys, and then you have with the DLCs, you have Drak, literally the best zombies map ever, and then you have Go Rod, you're in Stalingrad, you're riding dragons to pack a punch, doing all of this stuff. Zetsubou, much more hard, it's a complex map, a lot going into the setup for that one. It's the first map ever that you got to swim in, which is cool. And then you have Revelations, which, I'm so on Revelations because it's just a recycling bin. And with the Chronicles that come out after this, that kind of depletes the purpose. But regardless, great Easter eggs, great boss fights, specialists, shield, equipment, all of it. You have 14 maps on this game, including the Chronicles, and all of them are just perfect bangers, timeless classics. The art style, the enemies, the story, the gameplay, everything about this game is just perfection. I could see an argument for Black Ops 1 being your GOAT. I genuinely could, but again, I'm trying to not throw my personal views into this, but I think with all of that being said, Black Ops 3 is the undisputed GOAT, and that will be the list.